BB and Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Let me I got everything together. I did not put my mic in. We are going to we're shooting from the phone because we might be headed outside. I didn't think I wanted to shoot the whole show inside the crib today. So um my battery on my phone is not high, it's low at the moment. So I was figuring we'll start the show from inside and then I'll head outside at some point, maybe, depending on how it's going. So how's everybody doing today? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Got a couple of things to talk about. First, woke up, a lot of incredible news. We have a lot of incredible news. I cannot share it with anybody. But good things are definitely happening. Um, a lot of incredible news. Good things happening. So what we are going to talk about, though, just so we can be clear, today's show is going to be about Donald Trump. We're going to talk about a little bit about politics. I just want to discuss politics, and we're going to be talking Trump and Biden. But it is open discussion, so I want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. So I'm hoping that today y'all guys have a couple of things y'all like to discuss over here. Also, we're going to talk about the trial, the YSL trial, and there's something else that I put in the title. I forgot what it was. We're gonna probably discuss that. Fanny Willis. We're gonna also be discussing Fanny Willis. Shout out to Juno. How you doing, my brother? Hope everything is fine with you and going well with you and yours. We're also gonna be discussing Juno, the situation revolving around Juno. Give me one moment. We're gonna one moment. I need to hit something. Boom, we're back. What up, Music Inspiration Creations? We got one more thing. I gotta do something over on the computer real quick. But that's what we're gonna be discussing. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Put it into the chat. I want to make sure that I get to it. So I'm gonna start off the show by talking about the Little Woody situation real quick. I'm over here on the computer. That's what I'm saying. I want to start off the show talking about the Little Woody situation real quick. We was outside yesterday. We didn't get the opportunity to stay as focused as we wish we would, because we have the weird situation that goes on out here. It's just weird. I don't want to really get into it, but I will. I do want to say this. I don't really want to get into it, but I will say this. I'm not out here I'm not trying to go viral or for negativity. I'm not out here trying to figure out how to get into all of these different fights or whatever with people. That's not what I'm about. Now, if you're going to purposely misinterpret what I'm doing and what I'm saying in order for you to create an issue with me, I don't want no parts of that. So when I'm outside, when y'all hear these people, random people yelling that I'm filming them, they know I'm not filming them. Okay? They know that I'm not filming them. They're just lying because they want to try to create a situation with me. Somebody has sent them. So the person could then try to get me into an altercation where they could call the police on me. You understand? So I beat them to the punch. So whenever you hear me just say, I don't want to deal with this, I'm going to call the police, it's specifically because I believe those individuals are sending people in order to create a situation with me so that they can call the police on me, because they've been calling the police on me. I probably get the police called on me 5-6 days out the week. Even when I'm not going live, when I'm just walking down the street minding my business, they call the police on me. Like when I'm just going to the store, you understand? So It is what it is, fam. In any regard, let me just. So yeah, so I just want to let y'all know that. So this isn't me trying to snitch on no one. This isn't me trying to get anybody locked up and put in jail. This is me using the best way that I can to protect myself that I got available at the moment. So let's talk about the Little Woody situation. The reason why Fanny Willis is in the title, it should already be understood. Currently, just so we can be clear, Fanny Willis is getting problems on both sides of everything. All right, she's getting. Oh, somebody was hitting the. Thank you for hitting the laughing emoji. All of those emojis help the page. I don't care what you're laughing at. You could be laughing at me. You could be laughing at whatever. All that shit helps the page. Whatever you see me mention that's like the only time I even see them things. We have people that come in here and just like hit the button, but I don't ever see them because I only can see them when I got this screen on. So I want to be clear about something. Remember a couple of months ago, I told y'all that Fanny Willis was going to go down. Remember a couple of months I told y'all that what Fanny Willis was doing is going to be bad for her and it's going to mess up her and her department. I told y'all this. You remember? I literally told y'all this. For everybody that don't know, Fanny Willis is currently being investigated by more than one party. She's being investigated by Congress, and her and the other dude is being investigated because they lied under oath. Or pardon me, they lied while they were on the stand about when their relationship began. So Fanny Willis is screwed. I told y'all this already. Not only is Fanny Willis screwed for that specific reason, but she's also screwed because her department went and had a meeting with the Biden administration right before they went and decided that they were going to charge Trump with something. So basically, what ends up happening is I did everything. So basically, what ended up, I'm sorry about this. I'm about to be focused. So basically, what ended up happening was Fanny Willis went and her office went and had a meeting. Dude that currently got fired, the dude she was banging, went and had a meeting with the offices of Biden administration. We had a meeting with the Biden administration. They've been trying to get the minutes of that meeting. There's been people that subpoenaed it. Fanny Willis didn't want to give it up. She said that her office is above being sued, all types of different stuff. Nothing can happen to us. So this is what you got to understand. This is the way the Democrats think. The Democrats truly and honestly believe that they're going to get away with all of the bullshit that they do. So you're not, and just so we can be clear, this is not me being an advocate of Trump or being against or for Trump. But how many presidents have we heard lose and then be like, they think that there was a problem with the counting? If I remember correctly, Hillary Clinton never was even a president before. But she also had an issue with the way that everything was counted. And for years, she said that Donald Trump stole the election. And for years, they tried to say that that Donald Trump stole the election with the help of Russia. Now we just currently find out that they're making it known that Russia didn't want Donald Trump to win in the first place. Russia wanted the Democrats to win because they perceived the Democrats to be easier to deal with. They perceived Joe Biden to be more malleable, which is true, by the way. I mean, if you're hiring dudes that decided to transition over into women, and you hired 5 or 6 of them, and then you say we are hiring the most women ever into our administration, I think that's not being very honest. I think that's being extremely dishonest. You did not hire all of these women. Your numbers are saying that you did, but those are men that transitioned into women. You're stealing spots that you said you were going to give to actual naturally born women. I don't understand why more people don't have an issue with that the Democrats do shit like that. I guess not all of us are pro-women. I'm pro-human being. So I want everybody to get what comes to them. So if you're saying that your administration is going to hire the most women ever in the history of administrations, but all of the women that you're hiring actually were born men and they transitioned into women, I think that you being disingenuous. I don't understand why y'all fuck with the Democrats like that. I need an explanation. Let's read some comments real quick. Shout out to Juno. He says, "What's up, Jack? Good morning. Salute, my brother. Hope everything is going well with you and yours. What up, Manzi BK says, good morning. What up, Music Inspirational Creations 24th Series Solutions. Says, salute. Hope everything is going well with you and yours. Manzi says, happy Father's Day weekend. I don't actually celebrate secular holidays like this one, but whatever y'all want to put into the chat, I'm fine with that. I don't have no beef. Kyra knows says, all praises to the Most High. That's a fact. All praises to the Most High. Good morning, Frost. Good morning, BB, and good morning to you, baby girls. It's absolutely disturbing. Yes, that is. I get the police called on me all the time. I get the police called on me so much that a police officer had told me. I just want to be clear on this. So I was basically getting the police called on me so often, and this one particular week, it was these one officer specifically that told this to me. But it was 2 officers that came out to where I was at, like about 3 times in 1 week. And they basically said, look, there's a ton of people, well, not a ton of people, but obviously you have people that are trying to use the police to harass you. And so that they told me the way to protect myself was whenever I think somebody is about to do one of those situations, you better just call us first. So that's why I don't play around with these homeless people that come try to start trouble with me. I'm not playing with y'all because I already know what the game plan is. The game plan is to get into some kind of yelling, shouting match with me so y'all could call the police on me incessantly and try to make it seem like I'm the problem when in reality, as everybody see, I'm just standing in the parking lot shooting my show, and then a random person will come up and just start screaming that I'm filming them, and I'm not filming anybody but myself. Shout out to Shake Loose, salute. The conservative supreme. Okay. What you want me to do? Salute, Shake Loose. What you want me to do? I'm assuming there's going to be some bullshit ass comments in the moment. Is what it is. All right. So with that being said about Fanny Willis. So Fanny Willis is currently in a situation where their whole office is about to get towed up. Also, for those that don't know, if they take her off of the Trump trial, what it looks like is going to happen, her office is going to be removed from the Trump case. There's not another office that's down there that could pick the case up because they don't have the resources. Now, for everybody that don't know, one of the main things that she's actually getting in trouble with outside of anything that could be happening with Trump is a misuse of funds. So they're getting funds that they're supposed to use for one thing, and they're using those funds for another thing. And the shame is some of those funds were supposed to go to programs that were supposed to help children. One of those funds that was supposed to go to teenagers that get pregnant. So the teenage girls that get pregnant, they had a whole fund that they got from the government that they were supposed to spend money on taking care of these girls. And instead of them spending the money on taking care of those girls, they did something else with the money. Now, this is the same woman that every time she gets an opportunity to go speak, she talks about how this is an attack on black women and on blacks and black women. No, you attack black women. You want to know when you attack black women? You attack all of these black young girls that live in Georgia that you were supposed to be giving monies to help them out with their bad decisions in life. Because obviously, if you're 16, 17 years old, 18 years old, you shouldn't be having fucking kids. And that's who you got money for. You got money to help them out. Help the 15-year-old girl that went and got pregnant. Help the 16-year-old girl that went and got pregnant. Help the 14-year-old girl that went and got pregnant. They gave you funds to help those people. And instead of you setting up the appropriate infrastructures that was supposed to be in place to give these individuals assistance, what you did was spend the money on something else. So this is why I keep saying, why do y'all keep voting for Democrats? I'm tired of people saying look, we live in a different day and age. When I was a kid and we saw a black woman, an older black woman, that was a person of authority. That was a person who had everybody's best interest in mind. Nowadays, the people that's supposed to be in positions of authority, not just in our household, but also in government, they don't hold these spots the way that they're supposed to. They're using these privileges. They're using these positions as a position of privilege rather than a position of service. When you are employed by the state, by the government, you are a servant of the people. This is not a position that you're supposed to be using as a position of privilege. This is a position you're supposed to be using as a position of service. This is not what they're doing. I got the mic all the way over here. I sound terrible. This is not what they're doing. They're not using these positions as a position of service. They're using them as a position of privilege. You understand what I'm saying? They're saying, oh, I have this spot, so that means I could do this and I could do that and I could do that, instead of saying, oh, well, I have this position and we're supposed to be helping those people, and those people. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. It's like when we're over here doing what we do and we're out in the street and somebody has the nerve to tell me what I can and can't talk about. Who gave them that authority to tell me what I can and can't talk about? I have a responsibility to talk about certain things, even if I don't want to. Those responsibilities are not my personal life. Those responsibilities are things like we discuss the Bible. Those responsibilities are like we discuss politics. These are responsibilities in which I have because of my platform. My responsibility isn't for me to parrot what you want me to say. My responsibility isn't me making sure that I don't upset you. These are not my responsibilities. I have a responsibility that when I get information, to disseminate it to our audience, disseminate it to our people, to get it out into the world. Those are my responsibilities. Hold on, man. This shit not charging well. I got to get a new charger. I got to get a new charger. This shit is just not charging well. Gotta get a new charger. This is what it is. All right, I'll check that message later. So Fanny Willis has a responsibility. Her responsibility is being the head of that particular unit that they have in Fulton County. She's been using her responsibilities not well. They even said, the people that looked at their books, they was like, they don't even think that they should be sending her more money because she doesn't use the money in the ways that they're supposed to. These people are just making their pockets fat. Do y'all remember ever since we've been talking about Democrats, I always explain to y'all the way Democrats make money, generally speaking, and the way Republicans make money, generally speaking. See, the way Republicans make money is by selling our interests. So the Republicans say to some kind of foreign interest, you know what? We'll allow for you to do business in our country, right? But you're going to have to pay these tariffs, or you're going to have to, for anybody that don't know what a tariff is, that's what you have to pay on import and export. So you're going to have to pay some tariffs, and you might have to fatten our pockets a little, right? The Democrats don't make money that way. The Democrats make money like this. We're going to go set up a fund, and then we're going to steal from the fund. How many years have I been telling y'all this? What do you think the Ukraine is? You really think that the situation involving the Ukraine was really set up so they could help the Ukrainian people? Or do you think they were sending those billions of dollars over there so all of them could become millionaires? I think it's the latter. That's another reason why I say stop voting Democrat until the Democrat is doing something that we want done. We don't want more government. We want a precise government. We don't want more government. I'm going to get into that when I talk about the Trump thing in 2 seconds. So as far as Fanny Willis is concerned, and I'm going to talk more about the actual case. I just want to clear this up real quick. As far as Fanny Willis is concerned, she's done. As far as I can tell, she's done. Sooner or later, she's done. Her office, done. She's done. The worst thing that could happen for her is Trump win. The worst thing that could happen for most of these Democrats is if Trump wins. But when I'm going to tell you what I believe is going to happen, this is just what I believe is going to happen. I believe the Republicans are just going to have a whole landslide next elections and elections that follow. I think the Republicans are just going to start wiping this. Democrats are just going to be losing left and right because people are tired of this bullshit. How long do you think you can lie? Like, people lie and will never back up off the lie. How long do you think you're going to be able to lie? You know what happens when you lie? You make people even more angry the longer you lie. I'm going to give you a perfect example. Remember when COVID happened and everybody had to get them jabs, or they wanted everybody to get the jabs? Remember the people who got the jabs, how fucking high on the horse they were? Remember their attitudes? Not all of them, but a majority of them. Remember their attitudes? Remember they were treating people who didn't get the jab like they were, how do you say, infected with something? Like if you didn't get the jab, you was infected with something. Just to find out everybody that got the jab literally got infected with something. How do you think those people feel? So you got the ones of them that live in reality. They're pissed off at the Democrats. They're pissed off at all the people who told them to get that damn jab. Then you got the other ones that don't live in reality. So they're doubling down with the Democrats. They're doubling down against Trump. They're doubling down on all the bullshit that particular party pushes. Because they don't want to admit to themselves that they fucked up. They're thinking about all of those arguments they had. Well, I don't know if they're thinking about all of them, but I'm pretty sure that there's arguments that might go through their head where people was right trying to encourage them to do something that would have been beneficial to them. But in that moment, they couldn't think about nothing else other than getting the jab, trying to force others to get the jab. Think about that for one moment. All of your family members. Your family members that wouldn't let you come to their house because you ain't have the jab. You know what? They were saving you. You just didn't know it. I'm going to tell you some shit I heard. I heard that the thing that these individuals that got the jab, they got put into them is some kind of HGH, human growth hormones, human DNA, pardon me, human DNA. They got DNA put into them, right? And so basically the way it works is if you have sex with somebody that got the jab, it's like you got the jab. Because some of that shit going to you. They mentioned this shit like 2 years ago when they first started speaking about how the jab was. They first started having to come off the truth. You got Dr. Fauci in there talking to Congress, and he can't even front. He got to act like the things that he said he really didn't say. While we're on this, I want to talk about Trump for a second. Before I talk about Trump, I want y'all to understand something. Y'all know why we get income tax, right? Y'all know why we get income tax? Anybody knows? Put it in the chat. I'm going to give y'all a second to see if anybody knows why we get income tax. Anybody know why we get income tax? Why we have to pay income tax? Anybody knows? Okay. Nobody commented yet. I'm going to say it before somebody has the opportunity to run to Google. So basically, during World War II, I believe it was, so they needed to do income tax in order to, the government was running out of money or whatever the case is. So that's why income tax originated from. Like before then, there was no income tax. Income tax should have been done away with years ago. Just so we could be clear. Trump said he's going to do away with income tax. Trump says he's also going to do away with employee tax, employee tax. Democrats are going to try to make y'all believe that he's doing this to help his friends. Then explain to me why almost all of the billionaires are Democrat and not Republican. Explain to me why the richest people in America are Democrat and not Republican. So the Democrats are always lying. They lied to you when they said that Trump's trying to get all of his friends tax relief. They just lied to you. Now, when he does away with the taxes for employee taxes or whatever, when he does away with that, you know how much bigger your check is going to be? I don't think people understand how much bigger their check is going to be. That's damn near half of your check. You know how much bigger your check is going to be? When employers don't have to pay those taxes, that means that they'll be able to employ more people and more people can have jobs. You know what? That sounds way smarter than raising minimum wage. That means they'll be able to sell products at a lower price point. That means they'll be able to give services at a lower price point. Now, everybody complains about taxes. The only people that ever want to lower taxes is the Republicans, and the only people that ever want to raise taxes are the Democrats. So if y'all always talking about y'all want less taxes, why do y'all also only vote Democrat? I need this explanation. And this is what I mean by people just be believing anything because the person that's telling them the truth, they might not like the way that they're saying it. I don't like the way you said that. Really, you don't like the guy giving you the best information that you can get on the subject. You don't, I'm not saying me speaking specifically, but anyone saying the thing that might go contrary to somebody that is favorable towards the democratic belief system might go. You don't like what they say. Oh, so you don't like the way that the guy said it. So even though it's right, it's correct, you know it's right and you know it's correct, you're still going to go against it because you don't like the way that the person presented it to you. That sounds like an emotional reaction. There's a lady that got dumped by a dude that she ran onto his porch threw like 71 cents or 75 cents worth of gasoline on a couch that was sitting on the porch of his home, lit it on fire. The whole house goes up. Ends up killing his mother, who was bedridden, and somebody else, at least one other person, because of an emotional moment that this individual had, because they were overcome with emotion. Why would you allow yourself to be led by emotion? I forgot what else I put in the title. We didn't really talk about the I'm just trying to run through all of this stuff. We didn't really talk about the little Woody situation. I do want to say this though. Carinosis, pure wickedness. I do want to say this though, about the little Woody situation. I think they're doing what they're doing on purpose so they can show that that judge is corrupt. So I think that that's the game plan. I think the game plan is I don't think we're going to be able to beat the charges, but what we can do is show that there's corruption right now in this judge, in this judiciary process. And I think they're trying to piggyback for the most part off of what happened in New York with Trump, because people's eyes are open, and you can see how if you do have a judge that is compromised, it's going to be damn near impossible to be able to get a fair trial. So I think that that's what they're trying to do more than anything else. So they might be shooting for the mistrial, not the appeal, and hoping that they can force a mistrial. And then after they force a mistrial, saying, yo, look, we need to get a bond or whatever. You know, the mistrial wasn't because of any other reason than because the judicial system failed. So, you know, we don't want to be held. So I think that that might be the way that they're going. I'm not 100% sure. But I will say this. He fired his attorney. And like I told you, no attorney is going to tell their client to do what he did. So he fired his attorney. My eyes is all over the place because when I look at myself on the monitor, this is what it looks like, because I got to look at the camera to make it look like I'm looking at you. But when I look at myself, this is what it looks like. So that's why it looks like my eyes is all over the place. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to go for the mistrial. It makes sense. Just to be clear, I told y'all already, I didn't think that that was a good judge. The first couple of times I saw him, I said he looks terrible. I don't think he's a good judge. Somebody, we was talking about an appeal the other day, and somebody was like, he's like the head judge or something. That don't mean anything. Anything will be appealed. You can take it to the Supreme Court. You can take it to the Georgia Supreme Court, that's the state Supreme Court. Then you can take it to the actual Supreme Court. But that's even after you just take it to appeals court. So anything could be appealed, right? Is whether you win the appeal or not. It has nothing to do with whatever level the judge is or isn't. Ooh, we just saying stuff. And then they get mad at you when you tell them the right thing. Like I had some girl the other day come on and say that I think that I'm God. Has anybody here ever heard me say that I think that I'm God? Obviously, I'm not taking anybody comments that we don't know. I'm taking the comments of the people that I actually know. Anybody here ever heard me say I'm God? Obviously, I'm not saying that, but like, what the fuck? I don't say that. But the problem is this: I'm always trying to do the right thing as best as I can. So people assume that since I'm always trying to do the best thing, that means that I think that I'm better than them. I don't think that I'm better than anybody. I don't think that way. I don't think that I'm less than you neither. I think that that's the issue. Sometimes people want to feel like you think that you're less than them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that at all. Anything else y'all guys want to talk about? As you could obviously tell, this is not a. I did not really feel like doing a live this morning. And I'm getting mad. I'm getting notifications. Yeah. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I need a new charger. This shit is not charging well. Like it's not going up. It's just going down slowly. So fuck it. I forgot to charge my phone when I was sleeping. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I'm not trying to get out of here, but if we don't have nothing to talk about, I'm gonna let y'all go. Anything else y'all want? And saloon's open if y'all want to do the saloon this morning. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. You'll be surprised at what I'm appraised. You'll be surprised at what I'm up on at the moment. I might be up on a lot more than we're actually discussing. That's the wild thing. I want to say something real quick. So it's always wild when I go somewhere and I'm just talking to some random person about a thing, and like they bring up something that is an innocuous thing, like nobody's paying attention to, and then I hold the whole conversation, and they be so surprised, like, "What in the hell?" And I'm like, "Fam, this is my job. I mean, I don't know about everything, but." You'd be surprised at the things that I listen to, pay attention to, and make sure that I stay up. I stay up on. Surprised. Also, the wild thing is this. This is wild. So, and this is why I kept. Remember a couple of years ago, I told y'all we was gonna be in World War III. I said, "Yo, we actually are in World War III at this moment. It just hasn't become a situation where people are making landfall. That's sort of sign. It's not feet on ground yet, but we are currently in World War. I told you this in 2019. Into 2019 and beginning of 2020, we was having these conversations. So I told y'all in about 3 to 4 years, it's gonna, escalate. And it's gonna be feet on ground. So y'all do know what the Cuban Missile Crisis is, right? So the Cuban Missile Crisis happened when other day I mislabeled it the Bay of Pigs. The Cuban Missile Crisis happened when Russia sent long range missiles to Cuba, or was trying to send them to Cuba, and stored them in Cuba because they were trying to, Cuba communists at the time. And so from Cuba, they will be able to shoot these missiles and they could attack America. So that's basically why Russia invaded the Ukraine. because America sent missiles to the Ukraine or weapons to the Ukraine that could then be launched from the Ukraine and hit places in Russia. So Russia was like, nah, fam, we're not having this. That's why Russia was invaded. That's why when Trump was president, Russia wasn't invaded, because Trump never did that. Biden did that. So why did Russia send nuclear submarines and all of these warships to Cuba now? Because freaking Biden, right after Trump gets convicted of actually just one crime, but 34 different ways, go figure, Biden goes and says and gives the okay for Ukraine to use their weapons to shoot at Russia. So Russia moved their military to fucking Cuba to make sure that they could shoot at America. Now, remember a couple of days ago, I told y'all when they start shooting at America, if they start shooting at America, us in big cities got less to worry about than you know. Because what they're going to be shooting at is they're going to be shooting at where we keep our own military. What they're going to be shooting at is they're going to be shooting at where we keep our missiles. They're going to be shooting at where we stockpile our military equipment. Because, yeah, they want to attack America, but they're fighting our military before they're fighting us. Democrats. Remember the Democrats said that Trump was terrible in foreign affairs because Trump kept threatening our other the other nations. It seems to me like when Trump was threatening those other nations, nobody was getting squirrely. So yeah, I don't think Trump was doing anything wrong. Just an opinion. Just an opinion. With that being said, I was just about to say we was gonna leave, but somebody hit the like button. We got our 9th like. So I don't know if I should get off the live at the moment. Is there anything y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Anything y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I really need a new charger. Bad. All right. Not everybody's hitting the like button. So I don't know if y'all just hitting the like button because I don't know. All right. Anything else y'all want to talk about? I think I'm gonna let y'all go. The few said the set 1017 artist that passed. That's the Gucci Mane artist. I forgot her name. I haven't seen any material from her. I'm assuming down there where they're at, she was popping. It just seems to me like 1017, something bad happens to all of the artists that come out of 1017. I think the only one that made it out relatively unscathed was Rollo. Other than that, everybody's either going to jail or they getting, ended. So I don't know. Just if people want to know what was going on. Another 1017 artists passed away. I wouldn't sign with those guys. I just wouldn't sign with them. Just like I wouldn't sign with Diddy. Just wouldn't sign. I don't want to get killed and I don't want to get banged. I'm not signing. I also don't want to go to prison. I'm not signing with you guys. I don't know what's going on over there. It looks, I'm just going to be quiet. Because I know what it looks like to me from the outside looking in. I wouldn't sign with those guys. 50 Cent had the most beef in hip hop history, damn near. None of his guys lost their life after they got on. I don't know what to tell you. I say it again. 50 Cent had the most beef in hip hop history. And he was beefing with niggas that was real street niggas doing real street things. Just so we could be clear. I don't hear about, anything happening, God forbid, anything happening to his artists. You don't hear about that. Just something to be mindful of. That's all. Just something to keep in the back of your head. I heard 50 love his artists, treat his artists really well. It's easy to treat people well when the people that brought you up treated you well. And for everybody that don't know, Puff is one of the people that had him on, that had 50 blackballed. A couple of people blackballed 50, for the people that don't get it. Puff was one of the individuals that had 50 blackballed. That's another reason why 50 going so hard on Puff and them niggas. Other than the fact that those guys is doing is like, nah, fam. Did y'all hear about, I seen somewhere where somebody tried to post that 50 had some kind of relationship with Soulja Boy, him and Soulja Boy. So I don't believe this shit, but I'm just saying niggas is just, they say anything. You feel what I'm saying? They say anything. So you gotta be mindful of the shit that's going on. So 50 had the most beef that I could think of a rapper having. And his guys didn't all get killed or go to jail. This dude, Guwap, his dudes just constantly getting killed and going to jail. So I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. Completely against whatever the hell was going on. Don't know what to tell you. I don't even know why people would want to be a rapper nowadays. Like, to make music, yeah, I could see that, right? But to be a rapper, mainstream rapper, I don't see what the appeal is. I'm sorry. I just don't see the appeal. It just doesn't have an appeal for me. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody have a blessed day. I need to let this phone charge up. The shit is just not getting charged. It's only losing. So I need the phone to charge up. If it would have been charged up, we would have stepped outside. So I'm going to let the phone get charged up, and then we'll decide if we're going to do anything else today. Who's fighting? I forgot who's fighting. Who's fighting? I haven't been following any boxing for a couple of years now. Who's fighting? I'm going to give him a second, see if he's going to respond. I don't know enough about neither one of those guys to give you an opinion. Pardon me. I don't know enough about either one of those guys to give you an opinion. I don't know enough about either one of those guys, with due respect. So I can't really give you an opinion. I like defensive fighters though, so I'm probably gonna go with whoever's the more cautious fighter. I like somebody that could slip punches in return. Fire. When I was a kid, we used to watch boxing. So I used to always see people cheering for the person who got hit and then still won. That's the idea behind Rocky. You know, Rocky is constantly fighting against people who are more skilled than him. He wins because of guts and the unwillingness to give up. That's why he wins. He doesn't win because he's the technically sound fighter. He doesn't even win because he's the better fighter. He wins specifically because he outlasts the other guy. As I got older, I realized just how foolish that was, and why so many people are going to get having CTE and all these other brain problems. The object is not to get hit while hitting your opponent, not to be able to take more damage or punishment than the next guy. That shouldn't be the object. Just something to think about. Thinking about how many people practice and don't even train. You don't practice. I'm thinking about how many people don't even train to avoid getting hit. Like they just train to be able to hit. They don't train to avoid being hit. But not getting hit has a lot to do with head movement and feet. Good feet. Good feet. Because your feet's gonna get you in and out. Head movement. Because you could control the other guy's feet with your head movement. You can control the way the other guy, his feet, pressure him and him come step forward. A lot you could do with just your head movement and feet placement and so on. In order for you to be able to retreat, for you to be able to. So that's all boxing really is. No one wants to retreat, and no one wants to look like you're gonna retreat, and to look like you're advancing. For boxing, every movement is basically every movement. That's why they always used to say that Mayweather was running, because Mayweather learned how to fight while retreating. But he did some of his best fighting. He let you walk right into it. It's way easier than trying to figure out how to hit a nigga. Do something that causes for the motherfucker to just walk right into the punch. Anyway, neither here nor there. With that being said, I love y'all. Please, everybody, go have a beautiful day. Go do something worth doing. It's Saturday. Go do something worth doing. Maybe we do something today. Maybe we don't. We'll find out later. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Moments. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you.